a 911, our lifeline when something goes wrong, a break-in, a fire, a medical emergency, a voice on the other end trained to help. But sometimes the voice does not understand what you are saying. Sometimes what is happening cannot be explained. And sometimes help never arrives. These are 3 real 911 calls that were recorded, documented, and archived. And to this day, no one knows what really happened. Kyle 91, the woman in the walls, dated July 7, 2009, location Albuquerque, New Mexico. Caller Charlotte D, age 41, at 3:15 a.m. Charlotte called 911 from her landline. She sounded breathless, anxious. She whispered, "There is a woman inside my walls." The operator asked if someone had broken in. Charlotte said no. Then she said, "She is in the walls. Not behind them. Inside them." The line went silent for nearly a minute. The operator repeatedly asked her to clarify. Charlotte returned with a statement no one could explain. "She does not speak, but I can hear her smile." Police were dispatched to the home. When they arrived, they found Charlotte sitting in the corner of her kitchen, unharmed, unmoving, her eyes locked on the vent. She refused to speak, refused to blink, and when they opened the walls, there was nothing. No space large enough to hide a person, no entry points. But every officer reported the same thing: the smell. Something sweet, rotting, like flowers gone bad. Charlotte was later hospitalized. When asked who the woman was, she whispered, "She lives in houses no one wants." Charlotte disappeared from her facility 2 weeks later. No sign of forced exit, only her bed, and a note scratched into the paint on the wall. The smile moved. Coal Find 2, the static voice, date October 14, 2013, location Kenosha, Wisconsin. Caller unknown. At 4:29 a.m., a 911 call came in from a disconnected number. The ID showed no origin. Dispatchers assumed it was a malfunction. But when they picked up, they heard static, then a voice. It was faint, robotic, repeating the same line over and over: "It hurts, but not mine. It hurts, but not mine." Dispatchers tried tracing the line. The system failed, twice. Then the voice changed. It became multiple voices, layered, male and female, some high-pitched, some deep, all speaking the same sentence in perfect unison. "Not supposed to hear us." Then silence. A high-frequency tone was heard, enough to cause one dispatcher to vomit at her desk. The call ended. When tech support analyzed the line, they said the frequency used did not match any cellular or landline infrastructure. One audio engineer claimed the pattern resembled whale sonar, but with human articulation. That call has never been explained, and has never repeated. But it is still used in training simulations to teach dispatchers how to stay calm. Kale Fenny 3, the boy in the road, date March 3, 2018, location Bakersfield, California. Caller Jeremy K, age 29, at 1:46 a.m. Jeremy called 911 while driving home from a late shift. He claimed he had seen a boy standing alone in the middle of a country road. No shoes, wearing a red shirt. He pulled over. The boy did not move. He just stared. Jeremy, still on the phone, got out and approached him. "Hey, buddy, you okay? Where are your parents?" The operator heard him pause. Then, Hay is smiling but his mouth is not moving. Then footsteps. Then static. The line stayed open for 6 minutes. In that time, dispatch heard a child humming, a deep voice whispering, "Not yet." Jeremy screaming a name he never said before. "Marla. No, Marla. Stop." When police arrived 30 minutes later, Jeremy's car was found parked on the shoulder. Engine running. Driver's door wide open. Keys in the ignition. Phone on the ground. There were no footprints, no child, and no sign of Jeremy. Forensics found a strange residue on the hood of the car. Sticky, almost wax-like. But most disturbing was the final second of the call. A faint child's voice. "You saw me. Now I get to go home." Jeremy has never been found. What ties them together? 3 cases. 3 unexplainable calls. 3 people lost or changed forever. Some theorists believe these events are connected. They point to the repeating themes. Smiles that do not belong, voices without mouths, static hiding something intelligent, people disappearing as if the world simply forgot them. Theorists even claim other calls like these exist, but are buried in government archives or labeled as emotional distress. Former dispatchers have come forward anonymously, claiming they were told to log similar cases as hallucinations or dropped calls. And when they asked why, they were told, "Some lines are not meant to be answered." So, what is hiding in the static? What speaks in unison through wires no one built? What watches us through the cracks of reality and waits for us to pick up the phone? Next time your phone rings at 3 a.m. and the line is dead and the voice on the other end whispers your name, hang up. Because some calls do not come from here, and some things that dial should never be answered.